Corey!
What's up?
Hot off the press, man. Everything we got right in the Rebels prediction video.
Oh, nice. Oh. Hey guys, welcome back to Satellite Kids. It's been a little while since we put out a video, so we're sorry for that. But one of the last videos we did was a Rebels prediction video, and as it turns out, we weren't right about a lot.
It wasn't good.
No, wow, not great. There's still hope though.
We still have 3 episodes.
The most off-the-wall thing said the entire predictions is the Cody thing, and it's still possible.
It's still possible.
What we're going to do a little bit is we're going to just we're going to analyze our mistakes in hopes that maybe someday we can learn from them. For you, and to better ourselves. So Tom.
Corey.
I took some notes when I watched our error-filled previous episode.
Oh, it was very bad.
First off, as far as the first 2 episodes, Jedi Knight and Doom go, we thought really hard about that. We overthought it, is what it comes down to. We took the angle of thinking Kanan dying would be too obvious.
Right. Trying to go with something that nobody else was doing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
everybody was predicting that he was dying, so we're just like...
And it's not that we didn't think Kanan was going to die. It was just trying to think a little outside the box.
Right.
So if we were right, we'd be the only ones that were right.
It was not close, though.
No, not close at all. So,
I love just watching it and going, ooh.
Yeah.
That was so bad.
Yeah, we watched the episodes and we're like, oh, this hurts my heart. It also hurts my ego a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, we had a strange perception, not a strange perception, we went off into the possibility of Kanan's dark path, and we talked about bringing that he would be following the will of the Force and stuff like that, and the dark path was what it comes down to is just we overthought it. He was just saving Hera, and that's all that mattered. Because obviously what happened in the episode was way, way better. I think we can say pretty safely that everything that we said, I'm glad we were wrong.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I'm not upset that we were wrong whatsoever.
No, had we been right, I think it would have come off pretty cheesy. Yeah.
I'm actually very happy that we weren't right.
Dude, and okay, obviously spoilers.
At this point, only the first 4 episodes have come out yet. We still have yet to see...
Tomorrow, the rest, we're shooting this on Sunday, the day before the finale happens, the last 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I want to know from you, what part of Kanaan's death was the most heartbreaking to you?
I think it was honestly, his eyes, not being blind anymore, and he could see Hera, right before he became... did he become one with the Force? Did they say that? I think Ahsoka said something about him being one with the Force, or was that...
No, I mean, you become one with the Force pretty much regardless. It's...
I'm thinking, Force Ghost.
Yeah, you're thinking,
style,
more like Yoda, Obi-Wan style. He doesn't appear to, but I mean, we don't really know. Kanan might have, but he probably hurt a little bit before it happened.
Oh, probably. And
from a certain point of view, Obi-Wan describes pain.
Yeah.
I forget, he says 3 words over and over, something like light, saber, pain, or scream, saber, pain, and repeats a cycle. I forget the words, but pain is one of the words.
Right.
So you do experience probably the pain Kanan would have felt the fire.
Right.
We probably felt the fire anyway. He was pretty close to it for a couple seconds there. But
it was very satisfying though. I'm upset that he died, but
I think it's good for the show. It's good for the
show.
For sure.
It's good.
And it's just heartbreaking.
It's good writing.
It comes down to good writing, and among all of the things, aside from seeing it through the World Between Worlds, which we'll get to, was almost even more heartbreaking to me. Yeah. Ezra had to watch it again.
Yeah.
But the reaction to it that got me the most was this guy's.
Oh yeah.
Because he just rolled up and and held Hera's hand, and I was like, something else that was worth pointing out there too. The wolf, because this is in Doom. Yeah, this is in Doom. And the second episode is when Ezra is contacted by the Loth Wolves. The big wolf that I questioned who it was. I know we had a comment on the video saying Ahsoka had the same color eyes.
Right.
That's totally Kanan.
Oh, it's totally Kanan.
It's at least, as Ahsoka explains, because spoilers, she's alive.
Yeah.
Through awesome means, which we'll also get to.
Oh, God.
But, the symbol on, the crown of its head is the same symbol on Kanan's shoulder.
Yeah, on his armor
piece. Yeah, on his armor piece. And, that was something that in the trailer...
I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it until you said it. Like, you were like watching it for the first time. I was like behind you.
Here, like watching my reaction.
And you're like, that symbol's on Kanan's arm piece. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, he says, I am Doom, and he may very well just be, like, Kanan's will being carried out through the Force, but...
Right.
In the trailer, it's either you see like a profile shot of it and it's really washed out and you wouldn't notice, but then there's another shot like right before he like bites him, that it's just complete blackness. It's like totally dark and you can't see it at all. So that was something that was very like smartly hid from us because that would have been a clear giveaway of what.
Absolutely.
Was. But it was really cool that it was done that way.
Yeah, I think that the blue eyes were also meant to be misleading though. Like,
I mean,
Ahsoka's eyes are like the comment said, like Ahsoka's eyes are blue. Like everybody was saying,
and that theory is a thing, like, or was a thing because Ahsoka is not a wolf. Ahsoka is Ahsoka, and Ahsoka is very much alive.
The Wolves in a Door was the episode that you did most of in the predictions, and most of it was actually pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have that. I was right about the door. I would hope. Wolves also...
I was not expecting the door to be what it was, though.
I
was expecting the mural to be more of the door. But then, like, the wolves, like, ran off to the side and formed that circle that you went through. Like, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a little more Assassin's Creed-y.
Yeah,
like, just in, like, the nature of, like, the circles kind of remind me of, like, the Apple of Eden and, like, the glowing orange stuff. And I thought maybe that wall would, like, do some stuff. But no, instead, like, the wolves on the painting came alive and walked over and made a portal. But, so I was right about the door, obviously. Wolves do also serve as guides to not only the door, but to the temple itself.
Right.
They took them there on, like, what was it, like, they said it was far to the north.
Yeah.
Like
they were, like, in a previous episode, they make it to the southern hemisphere of the planet.
So they make it to the top half via wolf light speed.
Yeah. Which I don't know how that works.
Not sure how that works.
Well, when they're running, all they do is just go... It was like dive down into the ground and go into light speed or something.
Pretty much, yeah. We just go right into a... Because that is most of the episode. They're just outside. They're in, like, the Imperial compound. Like, very Indiana Jones, like, examining things and trying to figure out how to find their way in there and stuff like that. We saw the one YouTube video of that they really didn't enjoy the interactions between Sabine and Minister Hayden, which I really enjoyed.
No, I really love that, too.
Yeah, there was some... I don't know exactly how to phrase it, but there was, like... He had a very calm demeanor. Yeah. And, like, he was interested in her opinion and her feedback as an artist. And that's very... I don't know, it's different. It's
you brought up Indiana Jones a second ago, and, like...
Yeah, like...
That scene is very much Indiana Jones.
Yeah, like...
It's like the bad guy... Like, the villain, like, going... Help me figure this out.
Yeah.
Help me figure... Like,
I respect you.
Help you. You know, type of thing.
Like, I receive... Pretty much what it says, I respect you as an artist. Like, even the Admiral has a collection of yours.
Right.
Like, maybe you can help me do this. And then she's just a Mandalorian, and she's really...
She's like...
Nah. I'm smarter than you.
Yeah.
And then she takes a blaster to the face. So, these...
Like how the Death Troopers didn't look like total wusses.
Yeah, no, the Death Troopers actually being, like, more sinister. And I'm glad that you can still understand them now, but, like, the first episodes they appeared in, it was earlier, I think in season 4, like the episode of Saw Gerrera.
Yeah, when they're...
It was season 3 or 4, but I think it was the first
That's one with the Kyber crystal, right?
Yeah, with the giant Kyber crystal. Like, he had a really goofy voice, and it was only mildly, like, garbled.
Right.
But now it's back to... It's like, I don't know what you say, and I like that. I appreciate that.
It makes it so much more menacing.
Yeah, he still gets mind tricked, but that's just a Stormtrooper thing. You get mind tricked if you're a Stormtrooper.
Right.
The final episode that's out so far is A World Between Worlds.
Oh, dude.
You were not right about this, Tom.
Oh, absolutely not.
I hope you can come to terms with your errors.
I can come to terms with making a theory that was wrong about something that we saw maybe 30 seconds of. Not even... No, I'd say 5 seconds of.
You do ask the question, what is this place? Yeah. Good question.
Very good question.
Very good question. It is the way you put it is that you believed it was a pathway to Mortis, which was as reasonable as anything else.
Not wrong.
No, actually, technically not wrong. Yeah, like
not the way that I was figuring it would be, but it being a pathway in a sense of like time travel.
As I say, it is like very literally a pathway between time and space.
Right.
Space could take you to Mortis.
Exactly.
And the fact that it's
you actually hear Anakin speaking his lines while he's on Mortis too.
You might hear Anakin. Like, I know you hear Obi-Wan's. Like the second or third line you hear is Obi-Wan saying, "What is this place?"
Right.
And that is from the Mortis arc.
Exactly. So there is a doorway somewhere in there that will lead you to that moment in Mortis.
Yeah.
So like
likely their arrival. It seems like the doorways have significance to them. They're not just like anywhere, any place. They're kind of like this moment.
This is matters. A defining moment. This like
kind of like maybe like a fork in the road. Like if this goes differently, something might change.
Ooh, that's an interesting idea.
It is interesting because we don't know Ahsoka's further involvement in Rebels and in Star Wars from here on out.
Right.
But that was a moment where she could have died. Now she did not die.
Right.
And her involvement makes Star Wars go as we know. And again, like the thing with Kanan was cool because letting go, like Ahsoka was telling him that he needed to let go. You hear the lines from Yoda saying, need to let go of everything you fear to lose and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's important that Ezra learns that lesson before he tries to save Kanan, because as Alex Damon of Star Wars Explained pointed out, and it was creeping into my mind as soon as I saw that episode, that pathway does not look like a Kanan pathway. It does not look like a Lothal pathway. That pathway looked Sith. And it's important that Ezra learn that lesson. The
temptation of power. That's what it was. It's like the power to change whatever he wanted,
And like that's everyone needs to learn to let go. Ahsoka literally learns that in that moment too. Like
it was almost like she was learning it the same moment that he was.
Exactly. Like obviously he's lived years in the time span of her last but at the same time, like from her point of view, just seconds ago she literally had just spoken to Vader saying, "I will not give up on you, Anakin." Yeah, exactly.
And then
it gets to the point.
Ezra pulls her through into the future. I guess
it's her present.
Her present.
I mean, it's future to her, but I mean, I guess it's a weird thing. It's not like time travel. It's not like DeLorean time travel. It's actually like it's a little bit more complex in a way because like it's very situational. I don't know. It's tough to explain.
Yeah.
But, like she has
it's well done though.
Yeah, it's like she learns that in that moment that she really can't. Like pretty much when she's like, "I'm not gonna leave you, not this time," like she left in Clone Wars. He's like, "Okay, well then you'll die."
Yeah, and then they're fighting, and then just like the very next moment is like future Ezra pulling Ahsoka through that portal.
Yeah, and it's in that moment.
Like within minutes, she's realized, "I'm not gonna leave you. Oh crap, this isn't gonna work out. I have to give up.
I'm not gonna leave you. You're gone."
Yeah,
is what it comes down to.
Exactly.
Anakin is gone, and that's the lesson she learns in the World Between Worlds, and she realizing that she can't save Anakin, it makes it easier for her to teach Ezra that he can't save Kanan, and he learns that lesson. And all time goes as it was, and regardless of whether or not he actually could have saved Kanan.
Right.
That also happens to be the very same portal that the Emperor comes through.
Yes.
So that seems pretty Sith to me.
Right.
Like I think I probably already mentioned it, but the icon above the thing is so reminiscent. I think it's of the Sith Empire in Old Republic. Again, Alex Damon does that thing where he just pulls it.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same thing. That is strong iconography.
Yes.
Did I say that word?
Yeah.
Oh,
good job. Good job.
I got 2 things right today. But yeah, like that stuff's all done intentionally. Like that's everything in animation, everything in film. It's put there because it matters. If it doesn't matter, it won't be put there. In such a minimalist environment, everything's there because it matters.
All right, so now I believe that we need to... I think we'd be fools if we didn't talk about the importance of the fact that time travel has now been brought into canon.
Into canon.
For Star Wars.
Like,
and what implications it could have for the future of not just Rebels, but future series or movies or anything like that. Like we kind of brought up the idea of that, like, the entire sequel trilogy could be undone.
It could.
The entire thing could be undone just by Ezra and Ahsoka jumping into some random place and then changing the flow of events. So it's like, what could this do? Because I hope that it's not overused.
They're not going to do that. I don't want them to do that.
I don't want them to do that either, but it could.
It could.
And, that is important to know.
It could
at least
also
realize.
It could also get us... The only reason I would possibly ever want to see this is that it gets us a Sebastian Stan Luke movie.
Oh, dude. So what have you been doing in Star Wars? Like, in the world of Star Wars?
In the world of Star Wars, obviously, we both play a lot of Galaxy Heroes.
Correct.
I've almost waned from it a little bit, but they put out the Sith Triumvirate raid.
Right.
Which is an awesome raid that our guild for some reason thought was going to be easy.
Whew.
It is not.
No, it is not.
I put up 1 million today though.
I still haven't broken like 200,000, man. I do not have a team at all.
Yeah, everything I contributed to this raid I did with one team. But, more importantly than that, I have caught up on all but the most recent issue of Afra, which is the one with Hera in it. So I'm extremely interested in that. She seems to express some sort of interest in Luke.
Okay.
But, in Triple Zero also picks up on that. And then, like, when Luke and everyone decides to just leave her alone because she, like, caused a bunch of trouble, she gets really, like, pissed off by it. And she's, and, like, C3 was like, or, no, she's like, oh, he's naive and young and stupid, and I can't stand people like that. And Triple Zero's like, oh, why? Because he's everything you're not? and she looks at him like, so,
oh, man.
Yeah, I think there was probably something there. And she definitely had history with Sana, too.
Okay.
Like Han's fake wife.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, there's definitely history there, too. But, how about you, though?
But, yeah, so I actually, like you brought up Galaxy Heroes, still reading The Legend of Luke Skywalker. About 3/4 of the way through it. It's really good. It's really, really good.
Legend, like, dude, when we watched The Last Jedi, which is this is one of the really cool things, too. Part of why I think Dave Filoni deserves to be a higher role in Star Wars, or, like, the creative team and stuff like that, is because, he's not afraid to take a deep dive on anything.
Right.
Where it seems like a lot of the movies don't like to mention anything else.
Right. They
not
like
in the
want to
movies.
be kind of self-contained.
Yeah, they want to appeal to the casual fan, where it's nice when you can give a nod or a reference to books or comics and not offend the casual fan. Like the compass from Battlefront.
Yes.
Is in The Last Jedi, and Luke fishing is in Legends of Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Like the whole story about the tide, which is one of those, like, the Legends of Luke Skywalker is, some of it is canon, some of it is not. It's Legends. It's Legends in a different sense of Star Wars, like Legends continuity. But they are, like, the word of mouth that, like, Rey may have heard. Which is, like, I thought he was a myth and stuff like that. It's actually,
right.
like, it's, like, in the preface of the book. It's just, like, like, Luke Skywalker, I thought he was a myth or something like that.
Yeah.
But it said Rey. And some of those stories are way more true than others, but that story is probably entirely true.
Yeah, I think
like,
so.
So, like, I'm just sitting there, and, like, he, like, in the movie theater, and he, like, pole vaults over to that little ledge, picks up the thing, and I'm like, oh my god, he's going fishing.
Yeah. Well, I think, like, that story was actually a first-hand account also, because from what I picked up from that girl that told that story was actually the girl that was riding with him when he was fishing.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
That one is not necessarily a legend as much as, like, hey, I'm gonna make it seem like this is a legend,
she told it as
like,
if
this really happened.
Yeah, she told it as if it was a story, and she was a little, like, here and there with who she actually was too.
Right. She's, like, talking about, like, oh, the tide will bring. I'm like, girl, you're giving away who you are. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
like throughout.
I don't want to tell you who I am, but I'm gonna tell you who I am. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Really, I'm just trying to catch up on all the novels that have come out. I really want to read Princess Leia, dude.
Yeah. Me too. So guys, coming out this week for a little bit of a content update for you. Obviously, like we said, we're recording this Sunday. Monday night is going to be the final 3 episodes of Season 4 and the series for Star Wars Rebels. First one being, looking at my trusty calendar real quick, Fool's Hope, Family Reunion, and Farewell. Again, they're going to run back-to-back, so if you're going to watch them, you're going to want to tune in right then and there. Then Tuesday we have The Last Jedi novelization, which strongly recommend reading the novelization, because if there's things that you thought should have been answered in the movie, regardless of whether or not they should have been, a lot of it probably will be in the book.
I'm most likely going to buy it too. I know that you said you're going to buy a copy, but sure. Like, I think I'm going to buy a copy because I don't want to wait.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's like, I'm reading, like, the mainline Star Wars comics,
right.
Which, by the way, a new issue, at least at the time I was writing this, Star Wars 44 is supposed to come out Wednesday. The Forces of Destiny Rey Chronicles also comes out, which is pretty much just like a summary of her, like, the Forces of Destiny Rey shorts on YouTube, and the graphic novel for Mace Windu's comics, The Jedi of the Republic, also come out Tuesday. So, stay tuned. There is plenty of Star Wars coming out. It will never end. You will not see the final Star Wars. And
neither will we. And
yeah, we won't either. That's not a good thing.
That's sad. I might cry. Alright guys, well that was the show for this week, so make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on any of the social medias that we have, and stay tuned for next week for our next video. So guys, may the Force be with you. No?
What?
Did you like it?
I don't like anything you do.
Should I do it again?